Happy 4th of July, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Tippin' on Tuesday. Today, in celebration of our country's birth, I am going to do a 4th of July card for you. So here it is. Isn't that cute? Happy 4th. So let me show you how to make this card. Okay, for this card, we're going to be using the At Home With You stamp set. We'll be using the house, the welcome mat, and this little board here. We'll be using the Better Together stamp set, and we'll be using this little star here. We'll be using the hardwood background stamp, and finally the labeler alphabet for the words. We'll also be using the at-home framelits, and we'll be using the door and the inside mechanism for the door, the windows for the door, the board for in front of the little door, and then the mat. So we'll set those to the side. For our paper, we're going to need a piece of Night of Navy that is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches folded in half for our card front. We'll have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5.25 for the inside of our card. A piece of Real Red that measures 4 by 5.25 for the front of the card. A piece of crumb cake that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches for the front of the card. A piece of Whisper White, and this one measures 3 by 4, and that's for inside of the door. You'll need a scrap of soft suede and a scrap piece of Whisper White. You'll also need some of the red enamel shapes. And finally, you will need a 3-inch piece of the linen thread. Just like that. And finally, a piece of the crinkled seam binding ribbon that measures 5.5 inches. Okay, we'll go ahead and stamp our house in Night of Navy in the center of our Real Red piece. Just like that. And on our Whisper White piece, we're going to stamp our little wood piece, and also 3 of the stars. Then with the soft suede, we'll get our crumb cake piece and our soft suede piece. And the welcome mat will be stamped in soft suede ink on the soft suede piece. Like that. And then I'm going to bring in a little mat for this one. I'm going to use the hardwood stamp and ink it up. And stamp the front. just like that. Now I notice here that I missed a little bit on this outside edge, and I'll just bring this back and find an area where I do have some ink, and I'll just touch that to it, and it really doesn't matter much. It's gonna look okay. See, you can't even tell that I chose a different location than what was there. That's what I love about this stamp. Okay. So let's do some cutting, and I'm going to do it off camera, but I will explain to you exactly what I'm doing so that you can repeat it. So I'm going to take this piece here and place it there and cut it. And then this one, I wait and after I've got that piece and then lay this one down. So this does require 2 cuttings, and that will be placed there. This little white piece here will be cut out. This will be cut out here. And then finally the outside rim is also going to be cut out of the center of this one here. And then this will be cut out of right there as well. So we'll cut all these in one time, and then I'll come back and move this over to here and cut out the outside edge. So you can see I have everything placed here on my magnetic platform. I did want to point out to you this piece here has 3 sides that will cut and 1 side that will not cut. So you want to make sure that that side is over here on the left, which will be where the door stays not being cut. So line that up just like that, so that the door center goes right in there, just like that. And it keeps moving on me, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of old washi tape, which is what is really great about all of our retired washi tape. Hang on to it. It has so many uses, and if you don't have any other retired, just use a piece of the current washi tapes, which are so cute. Okay, so we'll get this lined up again. Okay, I have all my pieces all cut, and the one thing I wanted to recommend to you as what I experienced was getting this little door to open and fold straight can be a challenge. So what I've done is taken a ruler and my bone folder and created a score line. And by running that score line down there, then I can have it fold back straight, because I was having trouble with it not folding straight and getting a little bit off. But that seems to work well. And, you know, if you work it back and forth, your door will open better, and lay flat when you want it flat. So go ahead and do that. And then we'll go ahead and stamp on our white piece. We're going to stamp the Happy 4th. And I've got those on some blocks here, and I'll be using Night of Navy. And Real Red. So I'm going to start with the 4th, and I'm going to take a ruler and a pencil and very lightly draw a couple of lines here so that I can keep things going relatively straight. So fourth has the T and the H. Let me find the T. There we go. And we're going to do that in the navy. So I'll start with the T in the center. I'll line it up. And then I'll find my H. And my 4. And I'm going to quickly clean those because I am going to need the H for happy. Okay, and we'll go to the red. And the first P is going to be the center. So we'll put that in the center. And move out from there. Find our Y. And then the A. I like this stamp set because you can really just do anything you want with it. And the H for happy 4th. And then I'm going to come back with the Knight of Navy and the little star from that. And put a couple little stars as well. We'll give that a moment to dry. And then take an eraser and lightly erase those lines. Just want to make sure that you've given enough time to let that ink fully dry so that you don't end up smearing. There we go. All right. So now this is going to get attached here like so. So we'll go ahead and turn this over. And place that here. Like that. And then this piece is going to go right over the top. Lining up with your matting. It looks like I've got this a little bit too low. So let's see if we can pull that off and move it up just a hair. Now, that's not going to pull off very well. So I will fix it later. But you would place this here. And actually it's okay because this is going to hide it. So we're good. We're good. All right, so this can go onto the front of our card now. Like that. And then for the door, I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue because these are narrow areas that we want to glue down. So I'm just going to run a bead of liquid glue. And this is going to fit right inside the one that we cut out of the crumb cake piece. Just like that. And you can see how it opens up to Happy 4th as soon as it sets up. Okay, and I am actually going to trim this little piece of red here that's at the bottom of the door. I don't like it being there. I did this on my other card as well. I just trimmed that out. Okay, so now we can put our welcome mat at the bottom. And you can use that to hide that white spot, just like that, but just make sure it's low enough that the door opens smoothly. And then we've got this little piece and our linen thread. We're going to fold that in half, wrap it around, and feed our little loop in there. Create a knot there at the top. And I'm going to get a little bit of my tear-in tape. And place these on there, just like that. And a little bit of liquid glue right there at the top. And my knot will go there. Just like that. And I'll peel back my tear-in tape. And place my little panel down. Just like that. And our final step for the outside of the card is to color in the centers here of our stars. And then cut them out. Okay, so we've got our 3 little stars all cut out, and I'm going to use the new mini dimensionals for the back of these. And I'm going to randomly place them. And they're amazingly just a tad bit big for these stars. But they'll fit as long as I just put them on there carefully. And one over here. And finally one in the center. Just like that. And now the outside of our card is complete, and we'll work on the inside of the card. So for the inside, I'm going to run a piece of adhesive down and use the crinkled seam binding ribbon. And place that down here. And then go ahead and put that on the inside of the card. I've been invited to a barbecue at a friend's house, so I thought this would be a perfect thank you card for her. And Then we're going to take our little stars here and place them across the bottom. Just like that. And there is our 4th of July card. So I hope you had a great day today with your family and have fun watching the fireworks, and we'll see you next week with another Tippin' on Tuesday.